My name is Dina, and my body story is about the motherhood myth. So basically, the story starts when I returned from an adventurous 2-week vacation in the US and Canada after our wedding. I was glowing, I was feeling all kinds of weird emotions. I would fly off the handle for no reason, and I'd raid the fridge looking for plums, grapes, anything that contained tons of sugar. But my sister-in-law noticed immediately, and she tried to force me to take the pregnancy test. It took 3 mornings of staring into that pregnancy test and finally mustering up the courage to find out what was really going on. It was an awkward feeling, to be honest. I knew the answer already. I could feel that something was different about myself, and I could really feel that life was inside me. It's strange to say, but it's true. It is true that I was excited for this new chapter in my life. The honeymoon did not last long. I never saw myself as a mom. I rejected all notions of motherhood, the need or the desire to procreate. I rejected that idea of needing to be a mom in order to feel fulfilled and accomplished in my life. I never attributed motherhood to my identity, and my body reflected this notion as well. Essentially, my body betrayed me. I had contractions every day throughout my pregnancy, sciatica, kidney stones, coupled with never-ending nausea. It was like being in a sailboat in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean in the perfect storm. I went through a lot of ups and downs, and then with the help of a psychologist, a nutritionist, I was eventually able to remove that emotional baggage that I'd been carrying with me my whole life. What I wasn't aware of were the postpartum realities, and I wasn't prepared. Nobody prepares you for what's coming next. I knew that pregnancy was going to be rough, but what I didn't know was how hard postpartum was going to be, both emotionally and physically. So as soon as I gave birth, I was informed about this. The hospital attendants put me aside. They made it very clear that I was no longer a priority. My health, my well-being, my recuperation was no longer important. My body was basically a vessel, and it had done its job. I would say run its course. You know, women are so easily set aside to suffer in silence. We are fed this rhetoric that any pain that we are feeling is just this inauguration into motherhood. All they say is, welcome to motherhood. No one tells you the postpartum reality is difficult, and it can lead to unnecessary suffering, embarrassment, long-term medical conditions. You can't sneeze, I'll say that. I was not prepared for that hard journey. I had imagined that giving birth, I would just bounce back and things would be back to normal after, my 6-week checkup. So what I really want to do is talk about postpartum bodies. I want to start a conversation. I want to let women know what really happens before and after pregnancy, and what you're expected to look like is not exactly what happens, and that's okay. Your partner does not have to expect you to be pumped up every time they see you while you're still bleeding, you're going through hair loss, your body's all lumpy, and you're still trying to reabsorb, focus, and heal. And if you don't feel great for a long time, rightly so. So I just want to let you know that at my lowest point, I had taken a picture of myself in the bathroom. I couldn't even look at myself anymore, and I felt like my organs were falling out, and I felt pretty bad. But childbirth leaves physical trauma. I had a prolapsed urethra. I needed pelvic floor rehabilitation. I always wondered why no attention was ever given to the physical and mental health of the mother. Society just disposes of us, of them. I just want to help women, even if it's just one woman, embrace their bodies and health. I want to teach men that we're not objects to be used and then discarded once we give birth. It's true that our identities have changed. We wear another hat, but our health is more important than this. And If any other woman feels this way, I want to tell you that you're not alone. You can speak about it. We need to speak about it. It's difficult to change, but let's start this conversation. I'm determined to start it.